Hey everyone, welcome back, because today we are diving into a super practical session focused on leveraging AI specifically for video editing, but with a very interesting twist. Instead of just showing you a simple plugin trick inside a traditional editor, I want to talk about actually turning your long, wide footage into perfectly shareable vertical clips unbelievably fast, using tools that handle all the heavy lifting for you. If you stuck around during my last live session, you know I always stress the importance of keeping things genuinely useful for your workflow, not just focusing on what looks flashy or new. I have to tell you a quick story first. Yesterday, while I was streaming, I naturally hit some random keyboard shortcut and my entire stream died mid-sentence, which is just classic. If you were unfortunate enough to be watching that live train wreck, I sincerely apologize. But the good news is, today we are back. And I'm going to show you how to stop wasting time completely reformatting content for all your social channels. The title for today's deep dive is One Click from Wide to Vertical. No pain, no re-edit. Which sounds pretty nice, doesn't it? So let's unpack right now what that actually means for your day-to-day video production process. The core issue most of us face is that we inherently shoot in that beautiful wide 16:9 format because it looks cinematic. It's what our cameras default to, or we are primarily creating for long-form YouTube content. But then you immediately want to repurpose that same excellent footage for Instagram Reels, TikTok, or YouTube Shorts. And suddenly your entire carefully planned composition is completely wrong for the new canvas. Your subject that was perfectly and comfortably framed in that wide canvas now gets awkwardly chopped off the top or bottom, or stuck awkwardly on the edge in that skinny vertical crop. So what do most professional editors do in this frustrating situation? They scale and keyframe, manually reframing the shot, tracking the subject precisely, and adjusting positions frame by frame. That process is perfectly fine if you only need to reformat one singular clip. But if you have an entire interview or a 30-minute vlog and you want just 10 usable clips out of it, you are suddenly looking at hours upon hours of soul-crushingly tedious work. If you've ever used Premiere Pro's native auto-reframe feature, you already know it's a genuinely neat effect that does a good job keeping your subject centered as you switch the aspect ratios. It absolutely saves time for sure in a pinch, but even the great auto-reframe has inherent limits on its intelligence and how it perceives the content. It centers the shot based purely on detectable motion and face or subject detection, but it doesn't possess the intelligence to decide which specific moments are actually clip-worthy or cut best for immediate impact. It certainly won't magically find that perfectly timed 8-second laugh that is actually going to blow up on TikTok, or locate that exact 2-line hot take you casually mentioned 5 minutes in and then completely forgot about. And let's be perfectly clear, it definitely will not automate the next logical step, which is scheduling and posting that content out to your various social media feeds for you. This is precisely where dedicated tools like Vizard come into play, because Vizard is an AI-first platform specifically designed to take long videos and automatically chop them into short, ready-to-post clips. It fundamentally changes the workflow by delivering 3 big things that fundamentally shift how you approach content repurposing every single day. The first major function is what I call auto-editing viral clips, where Vizard scans your entire long video and finds the high engagement moments that are most likely to perform well as short-form content. Think of this as automating the part of the job you absolutely despise, digging through hours of raw footage just to find the few seconds that genuinely make the cut. The second game-changing feature is the auto-schedule function, meaning you no longer have to be glued to a separate calendar application to manage your output. You simply tell Vizard how frequently you want to post new content, and it cues the clips for you, handling all the tricky timing so you can stay on top of a consistent schedule without losing sleep. The third piece of this puzzle is the content calendar, which serves as your central command center where you can schedule, tweak, and publish clips directly to your various socials from one single interface. This visibility means no more hopping between different apps or trying to manage a chaotic, messy spreadsheet to track what goes live when, allowing you to make changes with just a couple of quick clicks. Now please don't get me wrong, I absolutely love using Premiere Pro and features like auto-reframe for the precise tasks they were designed to handle. Premiere excels at preserving structure and giving you super precise, granular control when you truly want to craft every single frame of a finished product. But if your primary goal is sheer volume, consistent daily social posting, or rapidly repurposing a long interview, Vizard steps in to handle the moment discovery and distribution management that Premiere inherently won't. You could easily spend an entire hour just manually reframing and keyframing a single 10-second walk and talk clip to make it look acceptable vertically. which is time you don't have. Alternatively, you could let Vizard automatically select that perfect moment and output multiple vertical variations in roughly the same amount of time it takes you to simply open the Premiere application. Let me walk you through a couple of real-world scenarios so this concept feels less abstract and more tangible in your daily routine. Picture a classic wide shot I often use. Me walking into the frame, where manually, I'd have to add keyframes to track my movement left, center, up, and then back again. That manual tracking process takes significant time, and if you miss even one tiny movement in the footage, you're right back in the editor trying to fix that imperfect keyframe manually. With Vizard, the entire flow changes because the AI analyzes the entire clip and automatically isolates the very best beats, like the exact moment I step into the sunlight. It then intelligently reframes for that vertical canvas based on where the most interesting action is occurring and outputs those finished clips without requiring any manual keyframing from you at all. Literally, the process becomes upload the source file, quickly skim the suggested clips, make small optional adjustments if you desire, and then cue them for distribution. One particular clip I used recently was just a 4-second walking shot, nothing special on the timeline, but Vizard turned that into a vertical ready piece in literally one click. It also suggested a couple of slightly different reframing variations, so you can easily A/B test which edit version actually performs better when you launch it on Reels. Another time I had a full minute of me talking to the camera, and a separate minute of B-roll footage shot at the beach, which Vizard successfully turned into 3 separate short clips. Each of those generated clips included a close-up reaction, a mid-shot with movement, and a slightly wider B-roll that still managed to include the important pier in the background. When you start looking at the time savings across a whole week's worth of content, those small efficiencies truly begin to add up incredibly fast for any creator. Let's also be completely honest about where AI still fundamentally needs essential human input, because it will never completely replace genuine creative judgment. You will still absolutely want to check the auto-generated captions, tweak the very first frame to make sure the visual hook is undeniable, and occasionally adjust the crop if a background detail is crucial for context. The real power here is that the tool handles all the tedious grunt work, so you can dedicate your focus to those higher-level creative decisions like A/B testing captions or selecting the best thumbnail. And since I keep getting asked this question about AI tools threatening creative jobs, the answer is definitively no, not in the way most people worry about. If anything, AI acts as a massive force multiplier, dramatically increasing the total output capacity of a single editor or creator working alone. However, this means that the required bar for strategy, taste, and understanding analytics goes up significantly for everyone involved in the process. You will need to master knowing what to brief the AI on, how to effectively test variations, and how to interpret performance data to grow your audience strategically. That critical strategic thinking is a highly valuable skill set, and it is absolutely not a set of tasks you can entirely hand over to an automated black box system. For a quick comparison note, since people love debating tools, Premiere's auto reframe is fantastic when you need frame-by-frame pixel-perfect control over aspect ratio changes. But Premiere is fundamentally frame-centric, whereas Vizard is clip-centric. It finds the moments, edits them into snackable lengths, and then manages the actual distribution schedule. If your main concern is achieving quantity and posting consistency, like hitting a daily or multi-weekly schedule, Vizard will save you literal hours compared to manual reframing. If, however, you are polishing one single cinematic short film or require incredibly granular frame-by-frame adjustments, then Premiere Pro still firmly belongs in your essential toolkit. Another highly practical tip I always give is to deliberately use these tools together in tandem, leveraging the strengths of each one effectively. Use Premiere when you need to precisely color grade, surgically fix audio issues, or stitch complex scenes together with absolute accuracy. Then, use Vizard for the heavy lift repurposing. Create a massive batch of social clips from your long-form cut and let it handle all the reframing and the subsequent scheduling automatically. That combined approach is what gives small teams and solo creators the sheer processing power to genuinely compete with established, full-time social media channels today. Before I wrap up today, here are 3 quick concrete steps you can immediately take this very week to integrate this concept into your work. First, pick one long video you already have, a podcast episode, a tutorial, or a travel vlog. Upload it to Vizard, and just let the tool suggest clips without overthinking the initial results. Second, schedule a full week's worth of posts using the auto-schedule feature, letting the tool post for you, and simply watch the engagement over the next few days, because consistency truly matters more than initial perfection. And third, continue to use Premiere for the material that absolutely demands that extra layer of creative polish, learning to see Vizard as your volume generator and Premiere as your essential precision tool. My final thought on this entire topic is to absolutely not resist the adoption of AI, because tools like Vizard are not here to steal your job. They are specifically here to steal all of your tedious, repetitive busy work. By learning to use these systems effectively, you become the creator who can publish more often, test more ideas, and learn faster than anyone else on the platform. That strategic skill development is what makes you exponentially harder to replace in the long run, not dispensable in the short term. If you are a creator or editor looking for a way to scale your output significantly without immediately burning out, adding an AI repurposing tool to your stack is one of the smartest moves you can make right now. All right, that concludes my initial walkthrough for today's session. Please drop a comment below if you've already tried Vizard or any other auto-editing software, and tell me one clip it nailed and one it completely missed. I genuinely love looking at specific examples and hearing about the edge cases, so please share any clips you have. And if you want a deep dive on using Vizard and Premiere together, I will absolutely schedule a follow-up demo. Thank you all so much for watching today. I truly appreciate you guys hanging in there, and I will see every single one of you in the next stream.